Hey everybody, this is Charles Calhoun, aka the Shadetree Pro, here at the beautiful Grand Vista Marriott in Orlando, Florida, where I own and operate my teaching business under the Shade Tree. Hey, I know I've been away from a while, but you all know even when I'm away, I'm always putting in that work. Uh, Once again, you know, my book is beautiful. Uh, uh, it's a big, beautiful book. I mean, it's just lovely. And the thing is, I'm so excited about it, because I spend every single day that I'm at the house, I'm always just going through it and looking at it, seeing what I can add, see what I can take it away. I've gotten it back from my editor, so now the big boss is getting ready to take a look at it, which is my wife. Just gonna go through it. That's her profession, and just put that final say so before one. I go to self-publish, and when I get it, all the just the little finite little points and getting everything lined out in sequence, I am going to shop it a little bit. I normally don't do that, but I am going to, probably, throw out some NDAs or whatever, and maybe let a couple people take a look at. Hey, if you happen to know somebody that might be interested in, that's in the publishing business that might want to, sign an NDA and take a look at what I'm doing, definitely hit me up, no question. To go to shadetreepro.com. You can send me a message or you can hit me up. Go to shadetreepro.com. You'll see my telephone number there, so you can hit me up, give me a call, as well as send me a text message. But in this book, because you all know that, let's just say it, I'm the master of the grip. I wrote the Deadfingers grip, and like I said, that book is what it is, and it ain't no getting around it. We already know that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to you about something that I also have in that book that I've added with the Deadfingers that, that a lot of people don't really pay a lot of attention to. But this right here is going to be one of those game changers, because the things that I talk about in my Shadetree Pro top-down stack and shift golf swing, the grip is very, very important. And when you get the grip right, and I mean get it right, I mean to damn near an absolute, then all of a sudden all these things start happening. And one of the reasons I'm going to show you all something today, that one of the reasons that you all may be hitting pull shots and all of this, and I'm going to show you something that you're being taught about the grip that necessarily I don't agree with. Because remember, I said before that when you put your hands on the golf club, you, especially using the Deadfingers grip, you're not necessarily creating a grip as much as you're creating a housing. I have given in a little bit about, how you can point your V's or whatever. I'm okay with that. I have no problem with that, because, wherever your housing goes, just make sure wherever you put that V, because it is a reference, make sure that they are aligned together. They work together. But I'm getting ready to show you something that may be a little bit more important than where the V's are pointing, in essence, to what is really happening. And it's definitely with the lead hand. Now, you all have seen, I'm going to come a little closer here. You all have seen that, you can see it on my hand here, that we've talked about, and in the golf, they talk about getting this sixth finger on top of the club. And then Byron Nelson talked about getting this thumb on maybe this bevel, this bevel here. But what happens is this, is that when you get this sixth finger on top here, and then you get this thumb here, then your line is actually going across. You see what I mean? It's going across the club at this angle, which in essence causes the club face to close, something I learned. So what we're going to try to do with this sixth finger here, we want to try to get it over on that bevel. We want to get it in alignment. See how if we drew a line that went across, draw across our thenars, that's what these big muscles are, called thenars. If we want to feel like it bevels on this side. Now, what's more important, if you get this sixth finger beveled on this side of this bevel, not on top, all of you all that's wearing out a hole in your glove, well, that's because you're on top, and this right here is basically wearing a hole in it. What you want to do is get it over here, get that sixth finger over here on the side. In my book, Golf Set Up for Success, Golf Grip for Success, I talk about how you get these alignments, how these fingers align with certain areas on your hand. So when you get this sixth finger over to the side, over on the bevel, then all of a sudden now that club starts setting in there, and actually what happens now, that line that's been going across where your thumb's here, the six fingers on top, now they align. I know a lot of people talk about this index finger pushing on the back. Well, what happens is that when you get this finger over on this side, this sixth finger over on this side of the bevel, then all of a sudden now you got your hands on the other hand, you put it on the back there. That's why you can, use your thumb or, kind of keep them kind of, soft or whatever, because now you have the pressure on the back of the club. Now, that's something that a lot of people, they don't talk about, because there's something I talk about also in my book, about how you basically pick up a board and swing a board. That's a really, really interesting one. But when you get that, and I'm telling you people, you can sit around your house, basically, take that sixth finger and think about it as on the making it go on the inside or back behind the club, not necessary to making strong grip or all that, but you can call it that if you want. But once you get that over there, see, that's what the Deadfingers do. When it locks it to where you can get it over on that side. And then when you get it over on that side, it really, let me get this out here, it really allows you to feel that when you get up to the top of the club, now you don't have an angle that's going across from back to front. You don't have that angle. You actually have those muscles of the thumb, both of them, of the thumb and the pinky area, which is both sides. You have it going right down the back side of the club or on that bevel, and now that allows you to use the middle wrist, because it's on that proper side. And then, you get it set up there, you're behind it, and you're always behind the strike. And that gets you to swing in the club. So definitely give that an absolute gander. Give it a try. Once again, I got the glove on here. Get that sixth finger. Get that sixth finger. If this was a bevel, almost like when you're using a tennis club, you know how they talk about the bevels on the tennis club. Matter of fact, get you a tennis grip or a tennis racket and see the bevels on side of it, and try to get your thumb, or these thenars, as they call them, with the thumb, try to get it aligned up on this bevel. So you could even call the bevel 1, is which I call it. Get it over there on that side and allow it to line up. And you can sit around your house and just hold that in there. And when you hold that in there, you're going to be successful with your grip, because the simple fact is it places the hands in a proper position for when you're getting ready to hit anything. And if you all knew much about baseball, or you played baseball or something of that nature, the key to it is to get this pinky, this area, this thenar, to get it on that bevel, get it, as I call it, bevel 1, get it back there so you can sit there and swing the golf club in balance. And it will allow you to swing the club in balance. Now, what happens with a lot of people is that because the club, if you notice that the grip is thicker here and thinner there, then that's what leads to a little bit of that off balance. Now, you've seen these people who had the golf clubs, the grips that's a little thicker here, and then they get skinnier there, because they didn't teach them, what I'm teaching you right here. I don't know if the grip was successful, but to tell the truth, I've got one of those grips at the house that what I use to practice with to really get the sensation of that sixth finger, or it is the hypothenar for the pinky, to get it over on bevel 1. And it really will firm your grip up and allow you, like I said, to feel a good release through the golf ball. Now, people, that is just absolute magic for really getting your grip locked in. Now, only reason I went on and gave you all that is, like I said, you know, I've been getting a lot of sales with my Deadfingers book, and there is no reason whatsoever, and I'll still say it again because I've disappeared for a little bit, like I say, to work on my book, do the things I'm doing. But don't get me wrong, people, I haven't disappeared with all the nonsense that's going on in the world, in a sense, you know, shit, I'm a king, you know, and I'm still coming after golf because I still don't think they teach the golf swing the right way. I still don't think that they have the true knowledge of what they're doing. I think there's still people that's being excluded from this game, especially from the teaching standpoint. And I'm here to put a stop to that, because at the end of the day, no matter what you try to say or no matter what you do, nobody has a monopoly over knowledge. You can call yourself the best, you can call yourself anything that you want, but at the end of the day, when you step to that table, you better be prepared. Because once again, remember, when I'm writing and I'm doing the things that I'm doing it to make the best possible, and I mean absolutely the best possible information for anybody who plays this game to play their best golf. Hey, this is Charles Calhoun, aka the Shadetree Pro. If you like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you haven't bought my book, people, get out there and get that Deadfingers book. I'm giving you this good information, you know, because if you get your grip right, like Jack Nicklaus said, you know, everything will basically fall in place. Harvey Pinnock once said that if I showed you how to grip the golf club properly, you would think I was the worst teacher in the world. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, when you start gripping it like this, with that 6 finger over there, it is going to feel different. It's going to feel weird, because all of your golf swing that you've been doing, all your hip dragging and turning and all that, has been predicated on something of getting that people teaching you to get the 6 finger on top. Some of them even going as far as putting it on the lead side over here. Can you do that? I don't know. All I know, let's start out with getting this 6 finger over on this side here, this #1 bevel. Don't forget, use a tennis racket to get it, to train it, set it in your hand, hold it, and work on that Deadfingers grip. Charles Calhoun, aka the Shadetree Pro, always good golf.